Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen we're making a flavor-packed, amazing Spanakopita. So let's get started. First off, grab 2 pounds of fresh spinach. This is a mountain, and actually I added just a handful more because I love the filling so much. This is gonna get wilted, but you're gonna work in batches unless you have a comically large skillet to work from, and if you do, I wanna see a picture of that. In a regular person's large skillet, we're gonna add about a tablespoon of olive oil and set it over medium heat. I'm very excited for this recipe. You're gonna have a little bit of time here, so we're gonna use it super efficiently. Grab a big bowl with a sieve, we're gonna set this aside, and our spinach is gonna drain. As soon as it's out, we'll place it over there. My oil is nice and warm, so let's get the first batch of spinach in. We're gonna stir this occasionally, and in the meantime, grab 1 large onion or 2 small onions. We're gonna give these a nice fine dice. You don't have to use fresh spinach for this. I am a little picky with my spinach. It has to be fresh for me, but my mom actually makes it with frozen like half the time. It's totally fine. The only thing you're gonna do differently is instead of 2 pounds, you're gonna use 1 pound. I would use 1 generous pound of frozen spinach. Thaw and drain it. The main thing you need to do here is get all the water out of that spinach, because it is mostly water, as you know. Just make sure you move the spinach around occasionally so it's wilting evenly. And in the meantime, we're gonna get all of our veggies prepped. If you haven't had Spanakopita, or if you haven't had a freshly made one, you're missing out. Oh my gosh. It's like a savory pie filled with cheese and herbs and spinach. The spinach, in my opinion, spinach doesn't have that much taste, but the green onions and the dill and the parsley and the garlic and the regular onions do. So you're getting all these amazing savory flavors along with the feta cheese, and it's in this crisp, light shell of golden buttery phyllo. My first batch is ready, so this goes into my sieve. I love that emerald green color and the gloss. Oh. Second batch goes in. You can add a little bit more oil as needed. It's half in the pan and half under the pan. All right, I turned this down to the lowest of lows because my pan gets really hot on this cooktop. All right, onions done. Now we want 6 cloves of garlic, and yes, you could add more. In my opinion, whenever you see the garlic in a recipe, it's telling you what the minimum amount is. So it's like at least 6 cloves of garlic is how you should read it. So I might go a little heavy today. Yesterday I made a recipe that called for 3 cloves of garlic and I used 9. And it still felt a little stingy. Second batch done. A little bit of more oil, not even a teaspoon. Another big handful or 4 of spinach. So today, because it's a Greek recipe, I'm, yes, providing you with measurements that will work for everybody, but I'm measuring things with my heart. So this is like 6 cloves of garlic. And then I'm gonna add a lot more dill and more green onions, kind of more of everything. This is a more is more situation. And you're not gonna regret adding more flavor to your pie. All right, more spinach goes in, more. Now we're gonna mince our garlic up. It's finally all prepped. You watch those fingers. That was easy. All right, set that aside. Our green onions are gonna be even better. I love the flavor these give and the color as well. And I use the entire green onion. I'm not throwing anything away here. So the roots I will say goodbye to, but otherwise it's all edible. Don't use the wilted parts though. Okay. This is a really fun recipe to make, and I don't think it's labor intensive. Some people are like, oh, it's so much work. But really you're just making a delicious filling, and then you pop it into this phyllo dough crust, and all you're doing there, you're not making the phyllo dough from scratch, although you can. But you're, sorry, I'm gonna do a tangent, but I can't help myself. There's this English show, I don't think it's on anymore, but it was called like Come Dine With Me. The premise is it's a group of people, they each go to someone's house for dinner parties. It's like a rotating dinner party of judgment. So, like, these people do their best, and sometimes they're like great home cooks, sometimes they're not at all, and they put like a dinner party on and everybody has a nice time, and then they like rate the dinner party, and then someone wins at the end for the highest rating, they'll be so ridiculous, like, oh, this is nice. Did you make the ice cream yourself? Or like, someone made a phyllo dough appetizer, and they're like, oh, this is good. Did you make the phyllo dough from scratch? I always make mine from scratch. I'm like, no, you don't. It's like, if you make your own phyllo dough from scratch, I am so like proud of you. It's not that difficult per se, but that's a labor of love. Anyways, it's like whenever I do anything with phyllo dough, all I can think of is that person's like, did you make it from scratch? I'm like, no, I didn't. I think that would be a great show to have in the US. Okay, this batch is ready to go in, and what I love is you can see that we have a little treasure trove of spinach water coming out just from draining. I'm gonna press it out at the end, but that is the enemy of a nice crisp bottom. You wanna have buttery, flaky goodness on the top and the bottom. This wine tastes good. Did you make it yourself? I don't think I have this video on the channel. You can let me know if it needs to happen. My favorite Greek dessert is galaktobouriko, which is, pardon my pronunciation, because it's been a long time since my Greek language classes with Kyria Bella, but it's like this, same shell, but on the inside it is a amazing semolina custard, and you flavor it. So at the end, just like baklava gets that drizzle of honey, this gets a drizzle of hot simple syrup that's flavored with citrus. So you can use lemon and orange, kind of up to you. Oh my gosh, it is, if you ever see me and you're like, what can I give him? It's that. That would like make my day. No one's gonna do that. Anyways, but it is a really, really beautiful dessert. And it's so similar structurally to this. It's just the sweet version. My spinach is just about all cooked. And even though I added more than the 2 pounds, like an extra handful, what is this nonsense? Are you kidding me? No, I just want a little bit more filling. Is that so much to ask? 1 handful. While the last of my spinach is wilting, I'm gonna grab 3 tablespoons of fresh chopped dill. The flavor is so nice in this, but just make sure you remove this, most of the stem. Give it a chop. I've had a lot of fun putting some of my family favorite recipes on the channel, like some Mexican and Greek dishes, especially for the Greek ones. I mean, I consider them Greek because I'm Greek, but in reality, they're Armenian, they're Turkish, they're Lebanese, they're Syrian, and it's all just like everybody has their version and like someone invented it, but everyone makes it their own. This is like my family's version of Spanakopita, but I'm sure I'll get some comments saying, well, in our version we had this and this and this, and I love it. I love getting all the suggestions because food's fun when you experiment and try new flavors out and you don't just make the same recipe every single time. Unless it's your Yaya's recipe, in which case you will make it just like she did, per her instructions. All right, my spinach has all wilted out. It is hot and steamy, and I'm gonna press as much liquid out as possible. When my mom makes this, she pops it into like a cheesecloth or a kitchen cloth and just wrings it out so it's nice and dry. Just give it a couple tosses in your sieve and press, and you'll see a lot of water coming out. So we're not making spinach soup. Honestly, that would be easier with a kitchen towel over the sink, but that's how I did it today, and it's fine. Now, don't forget the parsley, a beautiful vegetal flavor. It is not garnish. I want a 1/4 cup of chopped parsley, at least. Remove some of the more egregious stems, set those aside, and give it a chop. If you're an eagle-eyed viewer, you might remember I actually made Spanakopita years ago when I lived in Los Angeles, and my mom came over for that. That was a fun video, but I like to tinker with things, so I've been tinkering with the recipe. I think it might be even more delicious now. Don't tell her I said that. I just think it's a little bit more foolproof maybe, I don't know. I have been playing with the flavors, added some more garlic, for example. I think it's delicious, so I had to make a new video for you. Now, everything is all prepped out. We're ready to get our filling together. My pan's back on medium heat. 1 more tablespoon of olive oil, and we're gonna cook the onions, green onion and garlic together. We're not gonna caramelize anything. I just wanna take some of the bite off of the onions and get some of the water out as well. That's important. And the garlic. And the green onion. Oh, I love the color and taste of these green onions. I kind of put them on everything. Cook this over medium heat for about 3 minutes until it's slightly softened. And yes, you want to keep it moving. Okay, taking this off heat, setting it aside for a minute. I just want to look at my spinach again because this feels like there's a lot of water in here. I haven't made cheese for quite a while, so I'm going to use some cheesecloth. Let's see what's inside of this. Too much water. Yeah, you could definitely do this in a regular thin kitchen towel or just with your bare hands and just grab the spinach and pick up the pieces that fall. Okay, it felt so heavy when I picked it up, I knew it was filled with water. And just like that, it's all dry, perfect. What? Do you see how much this is? Thank you, cheesecloth. My spinach is drained. That was very worthwhile. Plop that into a bowl, a big bowl. And one thing that I like to do is just finesse the spinach. So pull it apart a bit. You really packed it together, and we're gonna mix in a lot of delicious things, and you don't wanna have just a clump of unflavored spinach. No, you don't. There we go. By the way, these steps are the same if you're using the frozen spinach. You really want to get all the water out, and then you really want to pull it apart. I don't love using the frozen spinach because, like, look how strong this spinach is. It has structural integrity. The frozen one kind of just falls apart on your fingers. I find it annoying, but that's a tactile thing. Okay, now I'm going to add 8 ounces of feta that I crumbled. If you can, I think it makes a difference to get a nice block of feta in that brine and crumble it yourself. It just has a beautiful flavor. And sometimes I wish I could transport myself back to Greece because when you have like cheese there, you're like, ooh, that's nice. That's different. This is good too. Mixing that in as I go along. There we go. Cheese distributed. I'm gonna add my onion mixture. This cooled for about 5 minutes. And the only reason we're doing that is there's eggs in this to help hold it together. And you don't want to have screaming hot onions going on top of eggs because they'll scramble them a bit. Don't think I forgot about all of my lovely dill. And my parsley too. This will be seasoned, by the way. Don't think it's just like gonna be plain, there's no salt or anything in here yet. I'm adding that to the eggs. So you can mix it in wherever you want, but here I'm reusing the bowl I crumbled the feta in. I'm adding 2 large eggs. The feta's nice and salty, but I want to add an additional teaspoon of salt here. It's nice to use a sea salt. It's a gentle, beautiful salt. And half a teaspoon of cracked black pepper. Give that a mix. The eggs are going to mix throughout, and that way it's going to help the seasonings mix as well. Give this mixture one toss first, just to get it started. Now we'll add the egg mixture over the top and mix it up one last time so the eggs and salt and pepper are distributed. This was glorious, but this filling needs a shell, so we're gonna set this aside, set that oven to 350 Fahrenheit so it's nice and hot by the time your spanakopita is assembled. Grab a 9 by 13 inch baking dish, your thawed phyllo dough, as well as half a cup of melted butter. I'm using unsalted, but if you like that extra hit of salt, go ahead and use salted. We're ready to assemble. I wanna show you this setup because the butter temperature is important. If your butter gets too cold, slathering on thick layers, and it's too much. So keep it thin by keeping it warm. Melt it in a bowl and pop that into a larger bowl filled with hot water, just like that. My phyllo's here. It looks beautiful. Look at those layers. Did you make the phyllo dough from scratch? One thing that can happen is your phyllo dries out and it gets crackly, which just sucks. You don't want that to happen. So prevent cracking by having a kitchen towel just draped over it so that moisture is held in. Doesn't really have to be damp. Let's unfold this. You're gonna have some ripped phyllo dough, and that's okay. You can save a few nice pieces for the very top. That's the only part people are gonna see. Grab your 9 by 13 inch dish and brush with butter. Just give it a light brush. I've had some people tell me that they use olive oil for this part. They oil all their phyllo dough sheets. and they say it's fine, but I love the taste of butter. We used olive oil in the filling. I love that too, but to have all of the family memories of making these dishes, I'm sticking with delicious butter. Okay. We're gonna line, see how it cracks? It's okay. I'm gonna alternate directions so the side's covered. When I was little, well, to preface this, my mom never makes one. She will make two. She always makes these in pairs, and then one goes into the freezer, one gets baked. Or two goes into the freezer if she has extra time, and she'll bake these from frozen, and it's delicious. So I got to be her helper and use my little hands to brush the butter on, and I loved that. So if you have kids or any little helpers around, this is a moment where they can do some good work. I'm using a new pastry brush, and it's lovely, but it is like, if I don't watch, no butter is going on the side, so it keeps falling down. So keep an eye on it, brush with paste, switching directions. This paper thin phyllo dough is so crisp once it's baked, it's amazing. It's actually Greek for leaf. Layer number 6. Time for the last layer, number 7. My butter really got cold. This countertop is like ice. It sucked all the heat off. I warmed it back up and everything's gonna be fine. All right, that last layer is gonna go right on top. Tearing the edges so it looks cleaner. It's a little bit of a mess in the corners. The Virgo in me is not enjoying that. Okay, my phyllo base is complete. We need to add the filling in here. All of this delicious filling, which I definitely want to spoon right into my mouth, even though there's raw eggs in here. All right, spread that out. Here you do want to like just keep an eye out and have a nice even layer. Otherwise your top will be really, really crazy looking. I think that's pretty good. And now it's time for the top. So place a layer of phyllo right on top. Okay. Here you want to have an even overhang all around because we'll be tucking the edges underneath. And just like before, we're going to brush this with some melted golden butter, including this edge, with a little bit of the overhang. Next layer goes on. Brush that next layer on. We're in the home stretch. You can see how you're doing all these steps already. You have the phyllo dough out, you have the melted butter. You can make 2 of them. Or you could make one batch a pie and one batch into little triangle appetizers. Those you just cut strips into and you go chick, 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 like you're folding a flag. And those can get frozen too. So you can have the like family dinner version and then the dinner party version. When I was little, we had to go to an import store to buy phyllo dough, and it was like a whole thing. Like if I wanted to buy phyllo, mascarpone, a lot of like the good cheeses, those are not available at regular stores. So everyone here should appreciate how lucky they are to have nice phyllo. This is a nice quality one too. You notice it's not all shattered apart. Sometimes you open it and you're like, oh no, I got a bad batch. Look at this. Look at that. Okay, this is 5. Somebody's homesick from school today, huh?
Yeah.
How does your throat feel? A little better, okay. Do you know what this is? Spanakopita. Yeah. This is called phyllo dough. And I'm putting my very last layer on right now. Do you want to help me brush a little butter on?
Yes.
So just brush.
A little bit of it?
Yeah, just brush, 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 brush. So the butter is going to fry up and it's going to make the phyllo dough really crispy and golden. Here, you need more butter and then just gently like this. Gently, gently, gently. More butter. you get like a couple strokes and then you have to add more.
What is stroke?
Like this. 1, 2. That was 2 strokes, 3 strokes. Okay, thank you for helping. You want to say bye-bye?
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Go back to resting. / playing with Legos. George was a little rough with his brushing, so I'm gonna add 1 more layer on, just so we have a nice unbroken finish. And it's fine to add 8 layers if you want. This was the most luxurious set of phyllo sheets I've ever used, so I'm gonna trim them down just because they were so big. You don't have to, but I like to have a lot of filling, and I want just the right amount of phyllo, so I don't want the edges to have that much. To get a nice clean edge, just fold the edge into the pan, just like you were making a pie, because this is in fact a spinach pie. Just pushing this edge down with an offset spatula right now. I loved this phyllo dough, but oh my God, it's huge. It's massive, so I've never had such an abundance. That looks nice. You need to score this before it goes into the oven. That way the pieces come out nice and cleanly. Otherwise it's gonna be a shattered nightmare of deliciousness. I wanna get 12 pieces out of this, so you can eyeball it or use a ruler. I'm using my eyeballs. I'm gonna score the top layer and make those 12 squares. So it cuts so easily before it goes into the oven. Afterwards, not so much. My Spanakopita is all done. It's ready to go into the oven, 350 for 50 minutes or until it's golden and puffed throughout. If you want to, you can freeze this. Just cover it really well so there's no freezer burn, and you can bake it straight from frozen. In you go. Use a sharp knife to slice through, and just like that, your Spanakopita is ready to enjoy. This is plain delicious. So crunchy and crisp on the outside with that soft, cheesy herb spinach filling. Oh my gosh. I hope you get a chance to make this delicious recipe. And if you like this video, check out my dinner playlist.